Oh, it's good. Oh, shit. Howdy and aloha, everyone. This is James with Mana Talk. Why is this so blurry? Is that me? Let's see if I can fix that. That's better. Aloha, everyone. Thank you for being here. Right now, and I'm going to say this to be fair, there are people that are in this country that did not go and get their citizenship system. They didn't try to get legal citizenship. There's a bunch of them here. And what we have now is maybe 15 to 20 million illegal immigrants that have been here, that came in during the Biden administration. I think it was approximately 4 million per year. And as I said, that's not good, because the average amount of illegal immigrants that used to come into this country in the past few decades or so was anywhere from like 200,000 to like 500,000, which was manageable. I mean, I used to work with them. My grandfather had an avocado ranch for about 29 years, and we had illegal immigrants that used to come in and work for us. I actually got paid them less than they did. But I worked with them, and I picked the avocados, and I digged the ditches, and I did everything with these people, and they're not terrible, evil people. They're not. But there are some that came in the past few years that were literally pushed out to us, pushed out to the United States. There was probably a list created. I'm not sure exactly how it happened, but as we start to do more research, we're finding out through Christine OM and border security, etc., that a lot of these people that came in were chosen, picked. The mentally ill, the insane, some that were living on the streets, which some that did in the past usually came. But the thing is that's a lot of fucking people. Before, like, it would cost us, I don't know, a few $1 million per year to house and treat and, give them whatever they needed and then get them back. And the way the system used to work before, which still kind of does, is I remember Jose and his dad, and they used to come in and they go, "Oh, we're going to go home now." I go, my grandfather would go, "What?" "Yeah, we're gonna go on the freeway, but we get picked up. They'll just take us straight back home, free. It's okay. We'll come in again. We'll come back next season or whatever." And it was clockwork, and that's the way it was. But what recently happened during the illegitimate Biden administration, you'll know that's the case pretty soon. If you don't agree with me, then come on the show and I give you all my documents, all my proof, all my videos and everything, and show you that Stop the Steal never really didn't stop. I'm talking about Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, because their penthouses or wherever they were fucking living got ransacked and their laptops were taken. Like, nobody keeps a copy of this shit, but anyway. And Rudy Giuliani has been on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or something recently talking about it, saying they have information in regards to the 2020 election. And Tulsi Gabbard has also talked about it as well. But ever since ever since they took control, they just, I don't know if you've ever seen a hangar bay door to a airplane, like a big 747. They got to be parked in a garage sometimes, right? And those garages, the doors are called hangar bay doors. And in the aircraft carrier that I was in, these doors were gigantic because we had a lot of planes going in and out from below up top. Anyway, so they just opened that giant door and let people in, and all the people that came in weren't there. And I'm sure there were some that were there and hardworking or whatever the case may be. But what really happened is there were a good majority of them. Okay, a good majority of them were trafficking. And the sad thing about this, and look, I will guarantee you at least 60% of them, 70%, to be nice, had nothing to do with any of this shit. But they're finding more and more and more and more people that were connected to the trafficking. And then the guesstimation, or the numbers that they had during the administration, was about 350,000. Now we're getting close to 1 million. I'm not going to bring that number. You can look it up yourself, and if you need it, I'll find it for you. Just make a comment. I'll throw it out there. It's easy to find. But out of about 15 or so plus million, maybe, Trump said 20, 24, whatever the case may be. The border was open, and the ABS1 app or whatever is what they gave them with a cell phone to come in and register and all this other stuff, and try to get sanctuary, and they sent them all to the sanctuary. Anyway, this is not the problem is, and what they don't realize, and I'm going to say this, I wish I could say it in Spanish. I know a little bit of Spanish, poquito español, very little Spanish. They fooled you. They fucking used you, and they fooled you. They fooled you into believing that you were going to be able to stay here. That they were going to continue to give you free health care. That they were going to continue to give you free housing. To continue paying you thousands of dollars a month. And I'm sure you had a good time. Bought some Xboxes and maybe bought a car or two, whatever the case may be, because, everything else is free, so you don't really have any bills, but you can go out and buy a used car. But anyway, give you licenses and all this other shit. And the problem is, which they don't understand, these illegal immigrants, I would say these used and abused people, because they were. Because most people want to come to America because, of course, it's a great country. You can, I did it my way kind of thing. There's been so many great historical achievements by immigrants that came here legally and built businesses, plumbers, contractors, businessmen, bankers. They became bankers and financiers, and car salesmen. You fucking name it, and they were successful. They lived it, worked in a plant, they did their thing. This shit happens all the time. It's not really easy, and hopefully you guys can hear me, because my sound wasn't very good on my last show. I don't know why. Maybe it's this microphone isn't turned correctly or something. I'm kind of weird about that. Doesn't seem like it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Anyway, and there are some great historical and fantastic stories. There's some great stories, of course. But in this particular situation, right? In this particular situation, there isn't really. It wasn't set up that way. You were baited and fooled. And the reason why I'm going to say that, because I've done a little research on this and kind of seen how this stuff has been working. But I wrote this in my monotalk. I don't put anything on my personal stuff anymore that's political and all that shit. I'm using it for my business that I'm starting to build. If you're interested in the business I'm starting to build, you probably want to, because I've been through a lot of shit, a lot of businesses, a lot of this, a lot of that, but this one is real. We've got over 600, we got 600 licensed agents and 3,000 people a part of this new movement. It's just huge. It's only been around for maybe 6 months, a year max. And I went to a big conference in Arizona recently, which was fun but extremely hot. We had a great time. I got pictures and shit. It's pretty fun, and videos. But as I'm going to kind of read this to you and kind of go through it real quick. Here's the sad truth. The Democratic Party baited and fooled 20 million foreigners into this country on false hopes of American citizenship to get them to migrate to sanctuary blue states and swing states to use their body count in census to vote illegally with not even having to go to the voter booth. Now, the reason why I say that is it's the ABP1 app. That's what it was, right? So the ABP1 app was used, but that information was used to make sure that they had that amount of people in those certain states. And that's the way that was used. But it also enabled them to have the amount of people that they knew they could use for. Let me show you this, because Bernie leaked this. Bernie was an idiot when he leaked this out the other day. I'm just got to grab this picture here as soon as get rid of X. Right. Oh, and by the way, they caught Maricopa County election officials on video intentionally rigging the voting machines to shut down on election day to stop Kerry Lake's voters, and nobody's been arrested. That actually happened, and now they've got. There's a lot of shit going on. I could go on and on if I went on Twitter just to show you, but I got to go to I got to show you this one mistake that Bernie posted the other day, which is right here. Make sure you can see it. All right. So Bernie posts this and said, how many people, they call them people, which they are, they're people, will lose their health care in your state. And I would say 95 to 98% of the people that he's talking about are illegal immigrants. And look at the amount in each state. 219,000 Alabama. Let's drop down to Indiana. 267,000 in Indiana. Let's go to like a bigger state with more people. West Virginia's got 82,000 people, but they've only got 1.6 million people in that state. So that could be huge to overturn an election for a Democrat, right? Just telling you. New York, a million, little over a million, right? Of course, and let's look at California, 2 million in California, right? And let's go to Chicago, Illinois, 535,000, almost 536,000. But they have the numbers. Do you understand what I'm saying? They have the numbers of who they are, what they are. They're illegal immigrants. So that was a giant faux pas. That was a big step on your own mistake that Bernie put out. Because I also checked those numbers against the numbers that Christine Wem, who's now the border czar. Hey, Cyril, how you doing? Yeah, I'm going to go over that in a minute. It was a white guy but he definitely didn't look white, according to CNN. It's like fucking Jesus, man. But he looked Malaysian or something. I don't know. He looked almost Polynesian. But anyway, so back to this again. So there it is. So all these people, and this is just this is just the numbers they threw out that are losing. It doesn't mean that all these people, it doesn't mean there aren't more that are legal that are claiming. There's a lot of illegal aliens in this country right now that are just hiding. That literally in the forests, in the hills, they're gone. And people don't know that, but that's also an issue and a problem and some of them can live off the land, and some of them are desperate. That's going to get to that point. But let me go back to this right here, and I got to show you. Let me get back to this Facebook post that I put up here, and that's the number. Okay, just to let you know, there's a lot of freaking people out there. All right. A lot of freaking people out there. Illegal immigrants. Because the Democrats are calling people. They are, but they're illegal immigrants. That's right off the bat. All right, and please don't take that offensively. I just got to explain what's going on here. And let me just try to get through this. Sure, he looked mixed with black and Asian. Yeah, he kind of did, for sure. Yeah, for sure, he did. Let me get to this. Let me just start. Here's the sad truth, and Democratic Party baiting and fool 20 million foreigners into this country on false hopes of American citizenship to get them to migrate to migrate them. I meant to say migrate them to sanctuary blue states, where of course they can be protected and get the money and all this other shit, or swing states to use their body count and census information. What that means is how many people are in your household. There's 20. It's a 3-bedroom. Don't worry about it. There's 20 people. So they can use that amount of people to say, well, in California, we have 40 million people, but there's an extra 2 or 3 million that we can use to rig an election. That's pretty much it. And if you need more explanation on that, comment in the notes below. But that's the way that works. And that's the way they were going to use it. Again, they wanted to give them valid identifications. They wanted to give them the right to vote, even though they just showed up. Right? Even though they just freaking showed up. Just right through the border. Here you go. You can have free everything. Just come on in. That didn't happen to my buddies I used to work with back in the day. Right? They came in. They had what's called rabbit trails. You've seen a rabbit trail. If you've seen a rabbit trail means that as you're walking through like a high desert forest area or whatever, you'll see a small little trail about this wide. And that's a rabbit trail. And they had the illegal alien trails were kind of not very wide. And they would come, they wouldn't be on the main roads at all. They would be able to go through the hills, go through the prairies, go through, and they would walk and walk and walk, and it was pretty crazy. And they would get to where this farm is that they knew they could work at, and they would get paid a certain amount of money per day. And what we used to do is we'd give them breakfast and lunch. They'd have to make their own dinner. But they worked their butts off, I tell you right now. Illegal. So they voted poll. Democrats in consensus voted illegally with not even having to go to the voter booth. That's part of it. Democrats used the machines like Dominion, etc. And there's a bunch of machines that we know that they're easy to hack now. Tulsi Gabbard just brought that up about a month or so ago in one of the committee meetings, one of the cabinet meetings that he's had. All on the AB1 app and a cell phone that we all paid for, of course. So I asked, who exactly should the illegal immigrants be angry with, and who? Why did I say who? I said who twice. But anyway, Did the Democratic Party truly believe the woke culture, and this is what they need to think of, this is what's interesting, is did the Democratic Party truly believe that woke culture, and here's just a brief snapshot of woke culture, atheists, 35 or whatever, 25, 30, whatever years old, grooming pedophile men with beards, pole dancing while reading sexually explicit books to toddlers, and beating up women in boxing rings in the Olympics. Do you think that was going to win them elections, the next election? Right? In a, mostly pretty conservative country, right? A very patriotic country, a very family first country, right? Men and women kind of first. Just letting you know that it's like 0.0014% of the American citizen population in this country is transgender. That's this many people to, I don't know, a mile. It's nothing. And that's where that's what they were fighting for. And to believe that was going to be one of their core values that was going to win them. Like I said, I don't care what you do in your own time, your private life. You can be gay, you can be lesbian, you can be bisexual. I don't give a fuck. Just stay the fuck away from our kids. If you're a dad and, right, just say if let's just say if you're a mom and you have a couple of boys, right? But instead, the alternate universe, you actually have a couple of girls. And you're sitting at McDonald's, you're sitting at Carl's Jr. or wherever they call it around here, or Taco Bell or whatever. And your little girl who's 5 or 6 years old wants to go to the bathroom, or 7 or 8. And then right after her, some cross-dressing man who's like 6'2", with a beard, makeup on, but wearing a thong and a skirt, and trying to walk in high heels, goes right in after her. Are you comfortable with that? No, you wouldn't be, and you wouldn't be for your son either. Right? So that's just not, the whole fucking Democratic Party situation was just ridiculous. Right? They baited all these people to come in, and then they said, but they were going to use them. They were going to use them, and they were trying to use them because Congress was trying to push to use to pass legislation to allow illegal immigrants just out of nowhere from any country to vote in our elections. Because they're all so familiar with our politics and our system, right? They're just, all of them, at least 90% of them are completely up to date on how our political system works, our branches of government, legislative, judicial, and executive branches, and all this other stuff. I mean, they don't fucking know any of that. All they were baited and told down the line and flown in to be used. Did the American, and so I ask, who exactly should the illegal immigrants be angry with? Who should you be angry with? The people that kind of told you what their values were and where they stand? And the people that actually stood in line? Right? Like, we all got to stand in line sometime. We can't just cut. Even at the bank, even at the DMV, even at the fucking grocery store, I can't just go in front of Marge and Bob and Phil and Jose and freaking Naisha and all these other people. I can't go in front of them and just cut. That's not fucking cool. And that's what the demon. That's okay. That's what they were. That's how they used you. Okay, that's part of it. Did the Democratic Party truly believe that the woke culture, like I said, was going to win in 2024? The answer, of course not. They had nothing. They were supporting Ukraine. Well, that's still kind of happening, which is fucking retarded. But there were so many things wrong with the illegitimate Biden administration. It was just completely insane and nonsensical. And I'm telling you, I guarantee that there's a few illegal immigrants that kind of figured out what's going on in this country. They're kind of going, oh man, maybe this is a mistake. Because by the way, most of Hispanics that come into this country, at least 99.8% of them are Catholic. Right? They're very family oriented, and they like big families, and they breed like rabbits. And that's fine. If you want to come in here and have as many kids you want, but you got to do it legally. Can't cut in line. Imagine all those people, and I always say this, imagine all these people that were standing in line, going through the vetting process to become an American citizen, and out of nowhere, all these other people are just going, cutting right in front of me. Right in front of you. No, they didn't fast track those people. Trust me. Of course not. Approximately 20 million illegal immigrants will no longer have free hotels or free health care or free food any longer, and they will become extremely desperate. Right? Especially where you all live, Democratic supporters, in your blue states, Hawaii, California, Washington, Oregon, fucking Illinois, Michigan, what is it? I think, is it Wisconsin? Wherever, right? All the fucking Colorado. God, what the fuck? And it's not, and you've seen the problems with them. They've taken over apartment complexes, the cartels, and all these other fucking criminals. They've killed and maimed and raped and done all kinds of shit to people. I'm not talking all of them, but now you've packaged that all together. When you see something like this, okay, when you see that, you're now part of that. And that's the problem is you came in during that problem and that issue, which is a huge and terrible and alarming bad problem. But now you're a part of that. You're part of that label. You're an illegal immigrant. You're probably a sex trafficker. That's where you're at. And who are you blaming? If you're blaming the Republicans, you shouldn't and you should not. Why? They told you what they wanted. They wanted people to be vetted and go through the system. But the Demoncrats had a different plan for you, my friend. And they didn't care. They just wanted you to be in that house to get that census report. They wanted you to fill out that ABP1 app. Right? They just wanted you to frickin'... They used you. They used you and they fooled you. And I'm gonna show you a little more of this. Right here. 20 million illegals will no longer have free hotels or free health care or free food, and no longer any longer. They will become extremely desperate, especially where you live in Europe. Like I said, they will come out of the woodwork and out of the dark shadows and begin to rampage. I'm telling you. Right? Communities, again, especially in the blue states where the sanctuary cities are. These states will not be able to control the gigantic tsunami of illegal, desperate immigrants flooding communities across the country. And that's already been happening. My prediction was right. This has already happened. It's already happened. States can't afford housing and feeding them and clothing them for much longer. They can't. They're not. We can't. Nobody can. That's just too many, too quick. There's a vetting process. There's a system. You can't go to any other country and did what just fucking happened to us the past 4 years with the illegitimate Biden administration. They won't stand for it. UK started to do it, but they're not anymore. The UK is going to go down and go into and go back to what it used to be, a country of fucking, patriotic people. So 2 million immigrants will no longer have the free hotels in California. They'll afford housing, and they'll become violent and desperate. The tsunami will come, and it's already started. Do not underestimate what 15 to 20 million desperate illegal immigrants can do to a country. I gotta tell you guys right now, Trump knows that. Is it Bowman or whoever the border security guy is with Christine? Somebody's probably gonna say it. Who is it again? Jordan, let me see. Jordan Shiro. He looked. Yeah, I'm gonna show a picture of that in a second. I gotta get on track here. Stay on track with what I'm saying. It's not long. It's just a few paragraphs. Do not underestimate 15 to 20 million desperate illegal immigrants can do to a country. Just remember what political party baited all of you into their lie. Yep, they're the religious hating Democrats. Yeah, they just letting you guys know, Hispanics, people that came from Catholic and Christian and wherever, they honestly do not want God or any God, whether it's Muslim, it's Hindu, whatever. They don't want any of that. These people are fucking sick bastards. So don't underestimate that. 2.1 million criminal illegal immigrants that got away or resisted arrest, aka willfully released by the illegitimate. They were released. So 2.1 million of these guys were released, knowing they were criminals, already committing crimes. And this is the part that's bad, because the sex trafficking got up to 600% during the illegal immigrant Biden administration, again up to 600%. And this is being targeted all the illegal immigrants during the illegitimate Biden administration. Who did you think the Democrats were going to blame? Who did you think they were going to blame? Themselves? That's what I'm trying to tell you, Mr. Illegal Immigrant that's shouldn't be here. Right? People have been coming into this country legally for a long time. You don't get the pass. You've been used. You've been fooled. You've been played. I'm just telling you what's going on. And you need to pay attention to it, because that's really what's happening. Yeah. They set you all up. Now they're blaming you guys. They're blaming illegal immigrants, all the illegal immigrants, for fentanyl. It's all labeled on you guys now. Who do you think they were going to blame it on? Who do you think the Democrats were going to blame that on? Right? Or anybody for that? Who do you think? Now, I'm not saying you're stupid or naive or anything, but they fucking tricked you guys. Right? They baited you all to come in and and they were just using you. Right? Fentanyl released into the United States of America by and with the support of the illegitimate Biden administration, killing over 250,000 people, women and children. Again, the Democrats knew that all the illegal immigrants would be blamed. Yep, they did. They fucking knew it. So 450 plus billion United States American citizens' tax dollars, aka your money, my money, that I've been paying all my life. Right? When you haven't paid really a cent, and you actually owe us, but that's not your fault, by the way. Used willfully handed directly to 20 million illegal immigrants by the Democratic Party and the illegitimate Biden administration. The Democrats knew this charade wasn't going to last. And yes, they used you all. No, we weren't. None of us were going to go with the freaking atheist 35-year-old grooming pedophile men with beards pole dancing in front of toddlers and beating up women in boxing rings. That wasn't going to happen. They weren't going to win. When the real numbers come out from 2024, I'm going to tell you right now, and when the real numbers come out for 2020, you're going to see that these people are just a bunch of fucking liars, and they use people left and right. I am not saying there aren't some right piglicans, rhino Republicans. Yeah, they're just, look, they're just as bad. But anyway, I wanted you guys to understand that. I want you guys to know that if you ever talk to illegal immigrants or the problem, say something to this effect. They used you. They knew they were fucked. They just wanted you here for the votes. They wanted you here for the rigging. Right? And in many cases, they wanted you here for the chaos. And they were going to blame you for it. You were baited and used. That's bottom line. If you look at it, critically, that's what happened. That's what happened. It's fucked up, man. All right, here's the shooter that happened in New York. CNN is saying this guy is black. Oh, excuse me, is white. That's what they're saying. Is anybody surprised? Because this is what they always say. Every brown or black person that does anything with a gun is usually white. But actually and completely and factually is usually not. I mean, this is just, it's great. ID Manchester, deadly shooting that killed Shane Tamura. Tamura, that's sounds Polynesian. No, Tamura sounds Japanese. Like, yeah, he's like half black, half Japanese. Something happened. I don't know what the fuck. So that's that. But I wanted to get to this other story as well. Yeah, there's a lot going on with that. There's some really interesting posts being put up about this guy. Yeah, so I gotta post this. This is important because I've always told you guys the reason why Tucker Carlson got fired wasn't because he was going after this or that. He went after both of the parties. He went after the duopoly. He basically told everybody that there is a deep state. The deep state is the duopoly. It's Republicans and their little ping pong match that they play to try to think that they're doing something for you, but they're not, which is still kind of happening. Eggs have gone down. Gas is $2.59 here at the corner gas station. $2.71. It went down to $2.59 the other day. There was like $2.60 average. But fucking steak is still expensive. And I'm pissed off at that. So we need to work on that. USDA people. Democrats don't exist without rhino publicans, right? House Republican appropriators have restored full funding through the National Endowment for Democracy, NED, which is like USAID. Excuse me, USAID. That's pretty much what it is. Let me open up the. Let me see if you're getting all this. I want to make sure you're getting this, so you can read it. And it's all here for yourself. I just want to make sure it's in there. It was a shooting in Reno today. I'm a shooter away from Vegas, drove across the country too. Oh wow! Okay. Thank you, Cheryl, for that piece of information. Yeah, there's so much more to this shit. Yeah, so this. I'm just telling you, this is just craziness, right? Here it is again. Justin Republicans, Trump requested zero money to these people because it's shady. Has GP gave them $315 million back and allows NAD to take in more money through government contracts. Yeah, the big beautiful bill, by the way, or whatever else is going on with these people, is not good. I think Cheryl sent this to me. I'm not sure, but somebody did. But this could be what Dan Bonadingo is talking about. This could be what Dan Bonadingo is talking about. Anthony Weiner's laptop. Out of the 12 police officers who viewed Anthony Weiner's insurance file on his laptop, That's the name. They called it insurance, meaning it was insurance meanings you got leverage on somebody, so you can't get taken down. 9 of them have committed suicide. Isn't that interesting? I dare you to ask me what video was in that laptop. And I'm telling you right now, I've heard it. I've never seen it. It is disgusting even just fucking talking about it. And if Dan's not talking about this, Dan Bernardino, and the FBI isn't going over these laptops, then I don't know what to fucking tell you. Because nothing's happening to these people. Nothing's happening to these people. Right? These people all need to be in prison. Now, hopefully, I mean, you gotta form your case. I get it. You gotta form your case. But make sure I got all this here. Oh, Hasselblatt's got some good. I know of this guy, Julian Brown. I remember he created turning plastic into fuel. I watched these videos in the past. I actually have them in some of my videos showing you guys that. Okay, with this is done, American military will now use private company. Yeah, for sure. So they're going to use drones in schools. As long as this, you guys all know about that. Why hasn't the data been shared in regards to Fluvid-19? They didn't isolate it. Figure that out in the future. I'm going to go to here, though. And the reason why I want to go here is because there's something here that the World Economic Forum is adamant about. Right? They were going to put a giant balloon in front of the sun, adjacent or directly in line with the sun and the moon. Excuse me, the sun and the earth. A giant balloon to block the sun. It's right here. This is the World Economic Forum talking about this. This is, I think, 2020, 2021 when they put this out. No, it's 2022. This is what they were saying. They're going to do that. If you read there in the black, World Economic Forum promotes plan to block sunlight with space bubbles. This is sick. Interesting, remarkable of the day. This was written by Nadia W. This is the World Economic Forum page. This would be placed at a Lagrange point, which is the middle. Like if my nose would be the middle of this pen and this pen together, right? Whatever. That's the Lagrange point. This is a point in space where the sun and the Earth's gravity balance each other out. And then go on to some big thing. But it's also actually really happening. They're still trying to do this shit. Now, Politico's kind of concerned about this, and they put out not too favoring of this sunlight, dimming of the sunlight. No more sun for you, people. Right? Researchers quietly planned a test to dim sunlight. They wanted to avoid scaring the public. That doesn't sound like Politico's pro about this. Right? The West Coast, North America, Marine Cloud, Brighton program. Yeah, so they're cloud seed. Solar geoengineering test, 3,900 square miles. Fuck. There's just so much of this. I'm not going to read the whole goddamn thing. It's happening. It's real. They also talked about it before. Let me make sure you're able to see. Oh, shit. Sorry. They also talked about it before. Here's the 2 articles. You can go look them up. I've got this up right now. It's not an old article. It's like up. Go look it up. All right, this article was done June 19, 2024. This one was done yesterday. 7/20/27. And the way I got this is because they leave a link to this old report. And now they're fucking trying to do it. That's fucking nuts. This isn't a joke. These people are sick fucking bastards. Right? I'm telling you, their goal And once Jimmy gets this, he might say it one day, Jimmy Dore or Kim Iverson or frickin' Ryan Christian, who was on Jimmy Dore tonight with Misty, which that was a good interview. Ryan Christian has been on my show. I think he was on with, I think my show was down at the time, and we used Stevie's show at the time. I saw the moon still up early in the morning. It's good. That's good. That's good. That's important. That's important. Yeah, but Ryan Christian was on my show, and they're talking about a lot of interesting things. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot of stuff that people need to talk about. And one of them is because these are the Auschwitz Nazism, right? Where all these people, these Aryan eugenicists, right? And they're just everywhere. You'd be surprised where there are eugenicists. And their goal, this isn't a conspiracy theory. It's already been proven. Right? It's already been fucking proven. Margaret Sanger was a eugenicist. And I've got it, let me grab it here. I'm going to just get it, just so you know. Let me go back to my pictures, because I put it up the other day. I'm going to... Oh, Karen Bass, the mayor, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass took campaign donations of two bankers with ties to Chinese intelligence. Interesting. And not surprised. Conspiracy theory, it is never, and this is what I'm talking about, because MTG put this out, right? Oh, wait, let me get to it so I can show you. Sorry. MTG put this out the other day. And that's when I started working on that little project as far as no sun. No more sun for you. Let's hear what she says. There are many extreme and potentially deadly geoengineering projects happening right now, which we've just realized. It's just been exposed. Right? It's not a conspiracy theory. It's really happening. They are altering the weather to a significant amount, to where it could be extremely dangerous in certain areas or wherever they want it to be. Here's one where researchers were trying to block out the sun. We must pass my Clear Skies Act to protect our skies and our sun. Absolutely. I totally agree with her. I also recommend that you guys go watch. I'm going to copy this link. His name is Dan Winnington. He's got a website called geoengineeringwatch.org or com. Go watch his YouTube videos. And there it is. That shouldn't happen. There's chemtrails and there's geoengineering. And they've shown it. If I was talking, and I hate to say this, I was talking to Smoke the other day. And he goes, they've been doing it for a long time. But a lot of people don't realize that some of those trails out there are not chemtrails. Some of those trails are just vapor trails, which I understand. But a vapor trail will last maybe 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4 miles in the sky, and then it'll dissipate because it's oxygen, it's water evaporating, it's water coming together and creating a cloud. And these are approved patents, and everybody's just putting all kinds of information. This is an actual machine, right? Clarkson showed NASA generating artificial clouds. They make artificial clouds. I mean, there's just so much information out there. And they just destroy our skies. They pollute it with all these chemicals. It's fucking terrible. I've taken many of these pictures. Look at that. It's just disgusting. It's just everywhere. Everywhere. But Dan Winnington has some really good fucking information on it. All right. Oh, there's some more right there. Going across. Yeah. So that's chemtrails. up in the sky that high for that long, chemtrails. And it's out there. It's just fucking out there. Everybody's fucking putting up the information. All right. Last but not least, what was I going to say? I wanted to go over. I gotta say this. It was a total listen. You just gotta listen.
Years urging the release of Trump and the Epstein files scandal has become a perfect case study in the risks of fanning the flames of conspiracy theories. Trump spent years urging the release of the files, but now that it's become clear that his name reportedly appears in them, that's the last thing he wants, even at the risk of angering his own MAGA base. So now Trump is stuck in a lose-lose situation of his own making. Keep the Epstein files hidden and allow conspiracy theories to thrive, or release the files and risk even more political damage. And he can't really blame anyone but himself. Peter Baker writes in the New York Times, quote, Trump brought much of this on himself by encouraging dark views of the government that he derides as the deep state, views that prove hard to dispel now that the supposed deep state answers to him.
The supposed deep state. Okay. There you go. New York Times, of course. But it needs to come out. There's one bill that I want everybody to pay attention to. It's called Pass H.R. 4668. It's the End the Vaccine Carve-Out Act, meaning that vaccines will not be indemnified or be able to, and you will be able to sue them. That has to pass. And whoever votes against it must, and I'm saying this now, must be primaried or voted out. Those are the most dangerous people that are, if they don't vote. And it's single line. It's all by itself. It's not being shoved in anything. But it needs to happen for sure. Okay? Must pass. Must pass. Oh, by the way, I just want to let y'all know that back in 2020, 2021, this is March 29th, 2020. I believe I sent this out. It said to all, especially to my family and those I hold dear, don't take the jab. And I kept sending stuff out that for a long time. And some of my family members are, you fucking idiot, what the fuck wrong with you? I recommend watching this too, Colbert Report podcast for sure. He does a great job in exposing the tyrannical corporate authoritarianism, a.k.a. corporate governance, the World Economic Forum's totalitarian system. It's on the website. It's here, and you will be controlled. I think is what I would controlled, or probably already are. I mean, it's really bad. You would have to be a complete imbecile to believe that the Democratic Party does not have a copy of the Epstein files. I keep telling you guys this. I keep telling you, they do. And if they're going to get desperate, they're just going to release it. And they may even go over the head. They don't care about the trouble they're going to get into. And they're going to just, and they probably won't blur out or freaking redact the victims' names. This is what I'm concerned about. So I hope, and the problem with Trump, and I'm going to tell you right now with the Epstein files, is I'm not going to let it go. I'm not going to let it go because it needs to happen. Is the way his acting on that day. Are we still talking about this? Are we still, what? That was fucking, I'm going to say this right now, and it could be Howard Letnick or whoever's in his fucking ear, right? Because I don't trust that motherfucker. I don't trust Mike Johnson. I don't trust Rubio. Everybody else I kind of trust. Bergman maybe, right? Bowman for sure. When Trump came out and said, they're eating the cats. Remember that? They made a big joke about it, which they weren't really eating the cats. But somebody needs his publicist, which maybe he doesn't have, or the people that are around him need to say, just letting you know, you saw this the other day, you commented on this the other day with us in this office, right? But not publicly, But I don't believe that's, you should not, don't fucking say that. Just say it. Say it to his face. Don't fucking say it. I mean, he needs somebody like me to go tell him, bro, I'm going to go over everything you're going to say. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't fucking say this. Don't fucking say that. Right? Steve, still babble on and, you know, say your shit. You know, you love to hear yourself talk. I get it. But the problem is some of the shit that he's saying and doing, they're just idiots. Whoever designed that little play they tried to do, ooh, you guys still talking about this? What the heck is going on, guys? That was the worst acting ever, dude. And whoever said that was going to work, fire that idiot. Fire that idiot, because they made you look fucking stupid. And you can't say it's a hoax. You just can't say that. Because Ghislaine Maxwell was in jail, and we all know Epstein didn't fucking kill himself. I mean, stop believing these people that are telling you that everybody's going to go with this, and just believe you. Look, thank you. You took a bullet for us, bro. That's crazy. I voted for you, bro. Everything you're doing other than Epstein, I think is fucking awesome. Honestly. But we're not going to forget Epstein. Because that needs to be revealed, and you have to do it. You have to fucking do it. For the ethics, for the morals. I mean, what the fuck? What would Jesus do, for God's sake, Bob? Right? Anyway, Lednick is a World Economic Forum bitch. Just letting you know. And I'm concerned about that guy. And I'm telling you, everybody else should be. Right? And here's my favorite. I'll just leave with this video here.
The United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh. Do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman
We
president?
already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh. Do you think that the country...
So, right after that, and we all followed it, a lot of us, I did. I'm just telling you right now. She disappeared. She wasn't allowed on any shows. She didn't really talk to anybody. That was like one show. It was about something that she couldn't really mention anything about. But then they just shut her down. And guess what? A little time after that, she died. She was doing fine. Everything was good. Yeah, I don't know. In regards to the chef, that could be it too that Dan Bondadingo is going to talk about. I thought about that. In regards to Obama and their chef. And then Obama originally saying he wasn't there, but then they found out that he was there. And then his hands were all cut up right after he was talking with people or something. It was a weird... None of it's panning out. We all know about Hillary and her body bags. But what I'm telling you all right now, and you need to remember this because Kim, Christian, Derek Bros, I mean, Jason Burmas, Steve, everybody at the combo couch. I mean, the goal is to get rid of or depopulate the planet by 2/3 and for them to hoard the rest for themselves. That's the goal. JFK is getting in the way. He's starting to make food that's healthier. Trump is getting in the way. He's starting to pull that money away from them. Okay? But Epstein needs to fucking... We can't... It's this... dude, I don't think you're going to get on Mount Rushmore if you don't do the Epstein files correctly. And what's really interesting is Pam Bondi's assistant attorney general goes out and talks to Ghislaine Maxwell, but where's that information? What happened there? Nobody knows. Anybody know what happened? Right? This is just... You know, and the Demoncrats they're not going to stop. You either put them all in fucking jail, release that file, and get on with saving this country and this planet and everything. Right? Anyway, I got to say aloha. Thank you for being here. I just decided to get rid of the beard. I don't know. I think I like the mustache though. It's weird. I don't know. I think it's all right. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Hulk Hogan is Mount Rushmore pro wrestling. Yeah, he should be. That would be a good one. I'm gonna end with that. That's great. For sure, Jordan. Hulk Hogan should be a Mount Rushmore. Aloha. That's fucking awesome.